All right, everyone, get in here, sit down, and shut up. We've got stuff to talk about. First things first, I just want to say the videos are going to be changing slightly. You can visit Twitter and check out my tweet that I'm going to post about why I'm making the change. But we're gonna make a few videos this way that I'm doing. I want to check on something. If things change, we're going to keep doing it that way. If things don't change, we'll just go back to doing it the way we were. But for now, we are going to strictly just do picks: who wins, who loses, nothing else. Last week we went 11-5, a little dip from how we have been, but obviously, in my opinion, I still think that's pretty good. 35-13 on the year for picks. I mean, it sounds good to me. I'm sure there's somebody doing better than that, but I don't think there's a whole lot doing better than that if there are. So 35-13 on the season, heading into week 4. Week 3 is now officially over. The Ravens, playing a tough team, I think let me down a little bit against the Lions, but really I'm upset with the Cowboys and the Packers. Those two teams should have beat the two teams they played and made me a nice 13-3, I guess. But it is what it is. We can't trust the Cowboys, and I think the Packers. I think they just ran into. I don't know. I don't really think I think if you play that game 9 more times, the Packers win all 9 of them. So, but let's go ahead and get into Week 4. First game Thursday night. We have the Seahawks heading to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Now, the Seahawks looked absolutely amazing against the Saints. Obviously, Saints are a bad football team. Cardinals kept it close with the 49ers, so, as I kind of expected there a little bit. Division game here. I'm going to take the Seahawks. I just personally think the Cardinals are a team that's going to beat up on the bad teams, but have some problems with the good teams. And I kind of think Seattle is a decent team. So we're going to go with the Seahawks on Thursday night. Next up, we've got the Vikings heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Now, I kind of thought the Vikings weren't a good football team. They got ran out of the building by the Falcons, which are really not a good football team. And then they go and they just wipe up the floor with the Bengals. So I can't really tell what's going on with the Vikings. So I'm just going to go and take old reliable here and settle my horses with Aaron Rodgers and assume that at home the Steelers win this game against the Vikings, who I'm just not sure if they're a good team yet or not. Next up, we've got the Panthers heading to New England to take on the Patriots. I think 2 bad football teams, but even though the Panthers just got done shutting out, who was it they played? They shut out the Falcons. I don't see it. I don't think the Panthers are a good football team. I think if you go and look, the Falcons had all the important stats. The Falcons were doing better, except for in the scoreboard. Just a crazy game in my opinion. I don't think the Patriots are much better, but I think they're good enough to beat the Panthers. So I think that's Patriots at home. Pretty simple. Let's just go with the Patriots. Browns at Lions. I know the Browns just got done beating up on the Packers. Packers might be a good team. In fact, the Packers beat the Lions, so maybe the prevailing wisdom here would be to take the Browns, but it's not going to be. I'm pretty sure the Lions are a good football team after watching them play against the Ravens. I really like them here against the Browns at home. Probably a pretty easy game for them if I had to take a guess. Lions over the Browns. Next up, we've got the Chargers heading to New York to take on the Giants. I don't think the Giants are a good football team. I think the Giants are close to being a good football team, honestly. I think they're maybe just missing pieces. Maybe the quarterback could be a little bit better. I don't know if the head coach is really a problem. I think he's put together a pretty decent team there, to some part. Cam Scabo, man, I love him. He's amazing. But I do not think they're on the same level as the Chargers. So I'm going to roll with the Chargers this week. I think the Chargers are one of the best teams in the NFL, and probably until they lose a game, I'm just going to be picking them to beat whoever they're playing. Next up, we've got the New Orleans Saints heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills. I saw the score prediction on this one. Absolutely ridiculous. I think the Bills were like 16.5-point favorites or something like that. Absolutely crazy that they are. That's such a huge. But I see it. I really do. I think the Bills win this one. I think they win big. I think the Saints are just. Thankfully there are teams like the Saints that make it seem like my Dolphins aren't quite as bad off as I think they are. But Bills win here pretty easy. I don't think it's going to be much of a struggle. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles heading to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. I really like the Buccaneers. I want to pick them so bad to win this game, but I'm going with the Eagles. I think the Eagles are in that Chargers category where it's just like until they lose, you just got to pick them. I don't know. I think I saw Mike Evans is going to be out for a while. I don't know how much that really affects it, but that's just a big weapon that Baker Mayfield won't have. So I think the Eagles are just going to roll through here and probably just push their way to a victory. Next up, we've got the Titans heading to Houston to take on the Texans. And you know what? I'm taking the Titans here. Cam Ward gets his first win. I've been saying it the first 3 weeks that rookie quarterback is why I'm taking the other team. But I just think this I could see just the meme right now of C.J. Stroud, Lil Broing Caleb Williams last season in the first game, and he's played absolutely awful since then. I think that trend just continues because the memes will be hilarious if the next rookie quarterback, the next big rookie quarterback comes in and actually gets his first win against C.J. Stroud. So I could see the Texans winning this game because the Titans aren't that good of a team right yet, and they've got that rookie quarterback, Cam Ward. But I'm picking the Titans this week because I just think it would be hilarious, and I want them to win. So I think my heart is overriding my brain here a little bit. Next up, we've got the Commanders heading to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Atlanta is a terrible football team. I really wish they weren't because I want Bijan Robinson to have a great year for me in fantasy, but they are just not good. Commanders will win this game. I don't think it'll be close. Hopefully, though, they at least let Bijan get like 2 touchdowns and a few hundred yards rushing or something. But other than that, I see the Commanders winning this one. Next up, we've got the Colts heading to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. And man, the undefeated Colts do look good. They are starting to look good. And maybe I'm not feeling so bad about losing to them in week 1 as a Dolphins fan. But I think this is the end of the road for their undefeated season. I do think the Rams win. That's who I'm picking. Rams played the Eagles pretty close until the last 3-4 minutes. I don't remember. I didn't see the game. I just know they ended up losing there very late. So I do think the Rams are going to be a good enough football team. Colts heading over to the West Coast to take them on makes me feel like the Rams might be able to turn back that loss from the week before against the Eagles at that point and come out away with a win. So I'm going with the Rams in that one. Jaguars heading to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. We've got the classic East Coast team heading all the way to the West Coast. Not only that, but I think the 49ers are a pretty good football team. And while the Jaguars are looking pretty good and playing pretty good, I just don't think they're 49ers level yet. I think the 49ers win this one. Just too much of going against the Jaguars. I think the 49ers defense will be just too much for what they've got on offense right now. So I like the 49ers this week. What I'm sure a lot of experts probably thought would be a big game week 4, I don't know if it is. It's the 1-2 Ravens versus the 1-2 Chiefs. Now, not maybe a big game for, if it was 3-0 Chiefs versus 3-0 Ravens, maybe a big game in that regard. But maybe it's just a big game for playoff hopes because if the Chiefs lose or the Ravens lose, going to 1-3, I mean, obviously 2 teams that can turn it around and be okay in that situation, but it's still a tough hole to climb out of. What I'm thinking here, I don't know. The Chiefs just have just not looked that impressive to me, while the Ravens, they kind of have. And I think the Ravens, in their 2 losses, have put up over 30 points. I think they've scored, I think I saw it was a stat, it was like they've scored 71 points in their 2 losses, but gave up 78. I don't think the Chiefs have the same offense as the Bills or the Lions. I think they are a decent football team, of course. But I think the Ravens can win this one. I think the Chiefs' magic is a little dried up right now. So I think the Ravens come in here and just come away with a win. Next up, we've got the Bears heading to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. I think both teams are bad teams. I think that's pretty obvious in my opinion right now. These are 2 bad football teams playing each other. So you might get a good football game out of it. That's the crazy thing. But I think the Raiders win this one. I'm just going with the home team again. Plus, I just don't like the Bears. I don't know. Something about that team just doesn't sit well with me as far as, I don't know, something about them. So I'm going to take the Raiders. I think the Raiders will, invite the Bears in and get the win. I don't know how close it'll be or anything like that off the top of my head, but I definitely like the Raiders in that game. Next up, we got the Packers heading to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. The 2 teams that let me down last week, in my opinion, that let me down the most of everyone. I think the Packers win this one, though. Cowboys, without CeeDee Lamb, and honestly, even with CeeDee Lamb, are they any good? Like, every year, there's something about the Cowboys that's like, okay, they're going to be good this year. They're going to be better this year. I just don't see it. What is wrong with them? I mean, maybe it really is time that Jerry just hangs it up. But I'm going to go with the Packers here. I think this is the Sunday night game as well, which is exciting. Man, take me back. The 90s and early 2000s, Cowboys versus Packers. I mean, you just knew you were getting a heck of a football game. But this one, I think it might be a close game, but I think overall I'm going to take the Packers to win this one because I think they're just a better football team. All right, the first of 2 Monday night games, we have the New York Jets going to Miami to take on the Dolphins. I'm going to keep this sweet and simple. They're both 0-3, and one of them's going to stay 0-4, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Dolphins. So I'll just take the Jets to win this game because if I'm right, great, I'm right. And if I'm wrong, well, at least I, got to watch the Dolphins actually win a football game this season. So I'm going with the Jets on this one. Both teams are bad, though, so it doesn't really matter who wins. We all lose. And the last game of the week, the Bengals head to Denver to take on the Broncos. I think this is pretty simple. Bengals are probably going to struggle until Burrow comes back, if Burrow even bothers this season. They might just tank it the rest of the way and use the high draft pick on some more talent to put around him next season, if he even comes back next season. Who knows with that guy? Poor guy, he seems like he's hurt more than anything. But I think this is a pretty easy win for the Broncos. I don't see how the Bengals can deal with that defense without Burrow. Heck, I don't even know how they can maybe deal with it without or with Burrow. The only hope the Bengals have is that I do think that Bo Nix might not be as good as we thought he was. There is always that. But overall, Broncos at home. Broncos just feel like a better team to me. So we're just going to roll with the Broncos and hope that we get them all right this week. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you don't mind, please leave a like on the video. Hey, like down or leave a comment down below. Tell me how your team is doing. I want to talk to you. I will respond to every single comment. I don't even care if it's about football. You post a comment, I'll respond to it. But if your team is 0-3 like the Dolphins, definitely comment down below so we can enjoy our misery together. But if I picked your team to win, subscribe to the channel. If I didn't pick your team to win, like the video, all that fun stuff. If you don't mind, I do appreciate it. But overall, take it easy.